Welcome. It's Friday, and you know what time it is. It's CB.
No, they don't know what time it is, Tom. It is actually 1 a.m. Friday in our garage, and we are getting this ready to be able to release it ASAFP, so you know what the hot comics are.
That's right. This is the podcast that you need to be following, the notification bell that you need to be pushing, because every week there is 10 books that we cover. And where those 10 books come from, Russ?
These 10 books are coming from CBSI, Comic Book Speculation and Investing. That is comicbookinvest.com. Go check those guys out. Like and subscribe to their stuff. Follow them on Instagram. They are everywhere. New information all the time about hot books, honorable mentions, and everything you would ever want to know about speculation and investing in these comics.
We are up late tonight because we get the list just in time to release this information simultaneously. So welcome to the top 10 list. And we're kicking it off with, out of nowhere, Teen Titans 45. What is going on?
Oh my gosh, Teen Titans 45. This is first appearance of Karen Beecher, who is also known as Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yes, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee Tuna. Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
This is the first time we saw this. The first thing we said, Bumblebee Tuna.
Immediately, we're thinking of Ace Ventura, Bumblebee Tuna, and we see Bumblebee's first appearance. But Karen Beecher's first appearance in this comic, she actually becomes Bumblebee in number 48, which is a few issues later, but definitely a good one to watch. Why is this book on the hot list this week?
Well, the only thing that we didn't cover in yesterday's video on the new DC app where they're releasing all these new shows is this one new series, which is DC Supergirls, and she's one of the members of the lineup.
Along with Zatanna and Jessica Cruz.
Oh yeah, who's another... That's good. That Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, that is a sleeper hero. She's a fan favorite, and we're going to see... She's going to be on this list eventually. You'll see it happen.
Definitely. So this book is going for 20 to 25 right now. Watch it move up even farther as more happens with Bumblebee in the DC universe.
That is also the first appearance of the Hornblower. I'm just throwing that out there. That's actually how I know this book. And there's somebody I mention it for that one person who knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, shout out to Hornblower. Moving on to number 9, Ghost Rider. We talked about this last week, man.
We did talk about this last week, and I am going to read something that was actually posted on the video that we made last week.
Oh, you're doing it.
And this...
Russ is bringing it up.
I'm actually bringing this up.
He's bringing up the heat.
Right
Let's
now,
do it.
we have someone who commented. There's actually a couple comments like this. What's the point of this list if people won't be able to find these books for good prices? And this is from Media X Fiends.
Ooh, okay, that's actually a really good question. I actually have someone here who posted something kind of similar. This is from Jeff Gunther, who said, why waste time even monitoring variants? Making it on the list at number 9 is the exact reason why we cover these variants and why we cover comic books that seem to be a little bit high in price, because they change in price, and they change on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Having this book that came in last week on the list at, I think, number 6 at about $70, now it's moving up closer to $100. Again, it's made the list 2 weeks in a row, and it just keeps climbing. This is a super cool character and a J. Scott Campbell variant.
You guys hit that notification bell yet? You got to hit that bell, because we're the ones reporting this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
we're going to let you know.
We're going to let you know first. Moving on to number 8, Lock and Key.
Lock and Key, number 1. So Joe Hill's a fantastic writer. I hear his dad's a good writer as well. Lock and Key is a great read. They just announced a Netflix series. The day before the Netflix series, a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $220. The day after the Netflix series, they were selling for $400. Now, raw, you can still get them around $200, but please keep in mind that Lock and Key has been announced as a TV show and as a movie, and now finally another Netflix. So we keep seeing spikes with this book, but nothing has really come to fruition yet. I'm hoping that with this Netflix announcement, we actually have the engine and the money to be able to put Joe Hill's vision to a fantastic place, because I really, really think it's a good story that needs to be told.
There's also a couple other issues of number 1 that are worth scouting for.
Okay.
Lovecraft Special Edition, which is a 1 in 10 variant. It's going for right around that $200 mark for raw copies as well. And there's also a 2008 Comic-Con variant edition that were all signed by Joe Hill, and they're numbered, also going for that $200 mark.
Oh, super cool.
And do you know about that second print?
I have heard about the second print. So the second print UPC is the exact same. The barcode is the same as the first print, but on the inside, if you open it up, it will say second printing. You might end up seeing people on eBay who have listed second prints wrong or listed first prints wrong. So be careful and check your UPC codes.
Good job, CBSI, for pointing that out in your article.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Comicbookinvest.com. Moving on to number 7. First appearance of Stargirl, Jeff Johns. Well deserved. His first character he created.
Hey, Stars and Stripe looks like she has a Alphonse style mecha following her around.
Yeah, that's what it
seems
looks
kind of
like.
a cool character.
It is cool.
I guess Raw's going $25, $30. Is there some movie or something happening with this, Tom? Are we
Yeah,
seeing the reason why
Netflix.
this is spiking?
Netflix
Okay.
TV show is picking it up.
Okay. Netflix seems to be picking up a lot of intellectual properties these days, and that's why it's good to be paying attention to our information and the information that CBSI is sharing, because this stuff changes so quickly. And another one of these things that seems to be optioned for a TV series, number 6, The Rift. The Rift was released by Red 5 Comics about 18 months ago, give or take. And it seems kind of a cool concept, and it's a World War II plane comes in through this, ends up in Kansas, and then this mom and her son end up monitoring these rifts in time and space. There has been some buzz about this book for a while. I actually had someone buy the run of The Rift 1 through 4 through my eBay store, and the guy ended up buying it, and it showed up there, and it wasn't as good a condition as he thought it was. And then he sends it back, and he's all huffy about
Through
something.
eBay?
Oh my God! Through
No
eBay.
way!
I know. So
That never happened.
He contacts me and writes me this really pissy email, and then he identifies himself as a vintage grader for CGC, and proceeded to tell me that this book was a 6.5, and this book was a 5.0, and this book was a 4. And then I received them all back, and all the books looked fine, and I resold them to someone else for the exact same amount of money and refunded the first guy.
Because they looked okay.
Whatever. They were totally fine. It was like the box got a little bit mangled, but the comics were okay, and the guy was just...
They weren't low grade. They were like VFs.
They were
better.
totally fine. They were VF near man, and it was just someone who was trying to get their money back. And he could have just said, "Hey man, I'm not happy with the comics," and I would have sent him back, but he had to go through this whole like, "I'm a vintage grader at CGC," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks man. Here's your $20." So now number 1 is going for 30 to 40. So I'm very thankful that I got my $20 back for the 1 through 4 from that guy.
Oh, bam. Moving on to number 5, Edge of Spiderverse. Number 5, Greg Land, 1 in 25 variant.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is the first appearance of Penny Parker. We know confirmed Spideyverse appearance, but you know what? There's something else important about number 5 we need to talk about. When I saw this on the list, I said, I got excited, Russ, when I saw this on the list, but then I saw the reason why this book was spiking, and I'm like, okay, hold on.
Sure.
We're going to break some news here, and we're going to talk about it on the mic, because I know you probably agree with me. Number 5 is also the first appearance of something else.
Number 5 is the first time Gerard Way has created a character in the Marvel Universe. And we've been talking about on the channel Umbrella Academy. We're going to be doing some more Umbrella Academy coming up because season 3 is coming out. Gerard Way is a fantastic comic book writer. If you're not reading Umbrella Academy, if you're not checking out any of the Doom Patrol or any of the the Young Animal
Spideyverse
DC
now, Young Animal DC. He's been in Marvel for a few years.
He writes for Marvel and DC and Dark Horse.
What other writer right now has this many characters and franchises hitting the screen?
Nobody.
We need to be watching his portfolio. I'm a huge My Chemical Romance fan. That aside, this is a writer we need to be monitoring. He is pumping out gold. His stuff is spiking. Keep an eye out for Gerard Way.
Absolutely. So the 1 in 25 variant cover, Raws have sold for between 60 and 100. Raws are currently listed on eBay for 120 and more, but even the regular cover is going for $15 to $40 right now. There's a buy it now for 75. That's probably going to not go for 75, but we are seeing the first appearance, Gerard Way writing and Penny Parker. Oh my God, this thing is moving quickly, and regular and 1 in 25 covers are very hot.
This is a hot book. This is my favorite book on the list so far. All right, moving on to number
4. We have Teen Titans number 20, which is the first full appearance of Crush, which is Lobo's daughter. Now, we saw her first appearance-ish in the Teen Titans special number 1. This Teen Titans 20, the one on the list, it's selling for $30 to $40. This is the 1 in 25 variant, and it's the design variant where you get to see Crush and hang out, and she's got her hook and all of the side and the profile and all
when
of the
you
above.
see it, you go, yep.
Yeah, you totally know. But if you're a fan of Crush, if you're a fan of Lobo, if you're a fan of anything in this universe, you can also check out cover number A and cover number B. Cover number A is great with a fantastic picture of Crush, and it says Lobo's daughter on it. And then you've got the not so much text, it's not quite a Virgin variant, but the not so much text version, cover B, and it's just her looking badass, along with the rest of the Teen Titans. We talked last week about these ensemble covers that aren't necessarily hitting so much. So I think if we have the design variant that only has Crush on it, and then the rest of these regular covers just have her with the Teen Titans team, this looks hot, and I think she's a super cool character.
Awesome. Moving on to number 3, Thor God of Thunder number 2. First, Gore the God Butcher. This is actually the first appearance of the Black Sword as well, the God Slayer sword. How many people are surprised about this book now? This was the surprise key that no one was monitoring.
This was the surprise of this week. So I had heard about this little bit of buzz this last week, and I was actually talking to a couple of my Thor box customers, because I have some customers who buy Thor, everything Thor, love Thor, and they're getting the Ragnarok stuff when it comes out and all of the above. And I'm like, hey, did you get the Thor God of Thunder, that 2013, 2014 series? And the guy straight up was like, I read issue number 1. Wasn't really interested. I canceled it immediately. And I'm like, wow, you missed out.
Bummer.
I know. So the Thor God of Thunder number 2, the regular cover is going between 20 and 30 right now. There is also an Acuna variant, which is a 1 in 50. That is a $200 book right now. So another one of these that if the rest of the Thor and Knull and the symbiote stuff ties into all of this universe, we're going to see these spiking hard.
Confirmed more Venom movies slated. So, we're kind of seeing where these are going. Now going on to number 2, Infinity Prime, number 1 variant, 1 in 25. Greg Hildebrandt.
So I love the Hildebrandt variants, and a lot of time you get the Hildebrandt brothers to work together, and they do this kind of painted variant thing. It's very stylistic. It feels very mid-'80s, so I do like these variant. It's a Thanos variant.
You know what? Let's not even spoil it.
There's some awesome stuff going on in this book, and if you don't have it already, you should pick it up just on principle. But this variant, the 1 in 25 Greg Hildebrandt variant, is going for $60 to $80 right now.
Number 1.
Coming in at number 1, Thor God of Thunder with a lightning bolt. First appearance of Venom symbiote.
Whoa.
Holy kabammy.
The god of the symbiotes.
I know, this is Knull. Again, we're retconning the whole Marvel universe to have him appear earlier and earlier and earlier. But now we move from Venom 3 back to Thor God of Thunder number 6.
Whoa. This book going for $75, still going strong. This is a fan favorite. We're seeing what happens when movies affect the market. We're seeing what happens when comic book stories are so good that characters become fan favorites.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I checked this book out earlier today on eBay, and they were going for $40 to $50 starting bid on auction.
Dang.
They were starting them at $40 or $50, and we're probably going to see this pushing up over 100 by the end of next week. So keep your eyes out for Knull, keep your eyes out for Gore, and keep your eyes out for the rest of this Venom and Thor type stuff.
You know how they can keep their eyes out for it?
You know what? They should like, they should subscribe, and they should click that notification button so you know whenever we release a new video.
I want to know, do you have any of these comic books in your long box? Did any of these spike for you?
Every single time I see this list, I find something I forgot about in one of my boxes. Leave your comment down below and let us know, what did you find this week?
Thank you so much for watching. As always,
Keep responsibly.
enough said. Don't forget geekstreet101.com. That's where you can sign up for the mystery mail call. That's the subscription service where Russ and I send you comic books monthly. Yeah.